Hi, this is Ann Sieg. It is the end of August, beginning of September, just right around the corner. I'm up here on a place known as the Grand Promenade. This is in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and promenade means to walk along. I'm right behind what's called Bathhouse Row. It's a very awesome part of the country, actually. This is actually the first federal park is here in Hot Springs. But it's really neat with the bathwaters. We actually come into town here to get our spring water, and that's what I'm here today to do. But back to this very unique time of year, which is, again, end of August going into September. Okay, any of you women out there, if you're buying the school supplies, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's back to school. And I've been pretty busy this last summer. Went up to visit my kids for 3 months up in Minnesota. And speaking of back to school, it brings to mind a lot of the core fundamentals that I was wanting to impart to my children, my 3 boys, who I did homeschool for 12 years. And here were the 2 imperatives that I wanted to impart to them. See if this resonates with you, and especially as a business owner. Number 1 is I wanted them to be self-managed. I want them to be able to self-discipline themselves, put structure onto themselves, and not have someone come in to manage over them. If you're a business owner, you've got to have those attributes. The second one that I felt would take them far into life was the concept of what's called self-education. That you own your own educational process, your own educational pathway, and that as a business owner, you have to learn how to do that, how to actively go out and access the resources that you're going to need to grow your business. Now, a lot of times we don't know what those are. When you're new to this whole process, you're just buying stuff left and right. In fact, I just read an email that came in through our support desk. This gal had bought something like 8 different products. She hadn't gone through any of them and certainly hadn't implemented any of them simply because she didn't know what to do with them. And you know what? I think that's a real problem in our industry. And kind of a whole bunch of things came together, both as I was doing my own business building efforts this last summer, and as I've observed different changes going on in the industry. And so I really want to bring this home to you personally, because raise your hand if you've bought any kind of training in the last few months, strategies and techniques and tips and all this, and maybe even formulas. Maybe you're tapping into formulas, which, you know what, all of those are very important. You need to do those. But I'll tell you what, I really feel a lot of people are not able to put those into the best practice that they possibly can, because I'll put it this way, I think a lot of people are missing the forest through the trees. All right, so let me explain about that a little more closely. When I did some market research just this past, I was actually late spring, April and May, market research because I was putting together a very extensive market funnel. And I found out through that process that I found the mother lode. And I'm able to do that in part because when I do market research, I cover the whole gamut, including one-on-one interviews, I read books, I go pretty deep. But I also have the benefit of having a very large list of about 350,000 people. So I kind of got this full gamut at my disposal to maybe unearth things that maybe some people wouldn't otherwise see. Part of it also is the fact that I'm very observant and fairly intuitive. And I have to admit, what I discovered was, I would say I stumbled upon it, kind of like here. Interestingly enough, it was Ponce de Leon in the late 1500s who discovered these hot springs, and then it became a mecca eventually. That's kind of like what happened for me when I did this market research. A trend so big, so vast, it is a $7 trillion industry, and it is driving the economy for the next 15 to 20 years. Now, here's the deal. I'm not going to be able to explain this all in this video, but I have a whole series of videos to educate you on, this is not a pattern, this is not a trend, this is not just an economic shift. I'm going to describe it as major influence and impact at a cultural level that is difficult to grasp. It's so large in scope. But I can tell you this much. When you learn of this and you start to implement it and you put all your tactics and your strategies and your formulas all into context of this much bigger shift going on, you will make more money. All these other elements will start to make more sense. They'll line up and you will have a more profitable business. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm thrilled to reconnect with you once again. It's been a little while here. I've been hard at work, and like I say, I was connecting with my boys for some time there. But go ahead, I've got a discussion page set up here on my Facebook page that I'd like to hear your thoughts on the concept of self-management and self-education and what role that plays for you as a business builder. So I'm looking forward to connecting with you there in the discussion area, as well as the next video. We'll be talking to you soon. Bye-bye.